And welcome to another edition of South Texas Crossfire, and you're watching it here live right here on KTMV with the Lopez family. Special thanks to Don Humberto Lozano Lopez. He passed away in 2011, but he's honored, he's venerated, he's never forgotten. And my good friend in the corner there, Carlos Lopez, who joined us today. You guessed it, the Ted Turner of South Texas Broadcasting. Stand up, Carlos. Let's give him a broad range of support. Yeah. Mr. Lopez gives Latinos a voice. Mr. Lopez lets all of us come out and gets our politics out there and our voice. And he's also helped make it right. A wrong that was out there last week against a good judge. Before we introduce the guest of honor who's having us here and thanking us for support, I'm going to bring on my good friend and yours, Commissioner Joe A. Gonzalez. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. I just want to say again, real quick, those of you guys out there, we're not going to stand for negative politics, dirty politics, mud throwing, slinging politics. Those people cannot be in office. Those people don't know if a person doesn't tell you what he's going to do, what he's going to change, what is he going to do different, and what kind of plan he has. He hasn't told you nothing. We don't want people to talk about other people. We want people to tell us what are they going to do. And that person has not told us anything of what he's going to do, so he doesn't know.
Commissioner, can you tell us the qualities that make a good judge like Judge Balderas?
Balderas has been on the bench for 12 years. Balderas has been a people's court. He has been there for the youth. He's been there for the seniors. He's been there for the veterans.
And law enforcement.
And he's proactive. He's almost 24/7 like I am, but not yet.
23.5.
But he's getting there, And I know that law enforcement needs him at whatever hour it is. They call him, and he's there for the warrants to sign this and that. So we appreciate that Judge Balderas makes himself available for anytime they need him. He's there. So I'm just saying, why change something that's not broken? Balderas has run a clean campaign. Balderas has run on his merit. Balderas has run on his experience. Balderas has run on everything he knows about what he's done as a JP. So that's the kind of man that we want in that office. That's the kind of man that we respect. That's the kind of man that it's a family man that is there for you, para sus hijos, para sus niños, para sus familias. Por favor, tenemos que consigar con el apoyo del Judge Robert Bobby Balderas para 4 años más, porque es el juez que necesitamos en esa banca.
Ben dicho. Yeah. And you've been listening to Commissioner Joe A. Gonzalez 24/7. Recuerdo que su voto es su voz. Si no votas, no puedes quejar después. So right now, without further ado, we're going to bring on your judge, Justice of the Peace, Precinct 1, Place 3, Judge Robert Bobby Balderas.
Wow. First of all, I want to thank everybody for being here. It really hits me right here in the heart. I want to thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, like it is, brother.
Yeah, it's been a hard campaign, but our campaign been positive, real positive. It's a shame that people have to run negative. People are sick and tired of hearing negative. But like I said, I run on my record and my experience and my merits and my beliefs. And this is proven right here. All these supporters, they're volunteers. I'm not paying them. There are volunteers. That means a lot to me because they take their time from their busy schedules and their families to come and support me. That means a lot.
Judge, let me stop you. And
Yes,
we're here for the audience also. How has this negative campaigning, trying to associate you with that man, Rubio, you took a campaign contribution 8 years ago. How has this impacted your grandchildren, your children? Talk about that, because my wife asked me to ask that question.
It has impacted to the fact for my children, my grandkids. They see this negative. It's absurd. It really is. It's 8 years later, Joe. 8 years later, where were you, Mr. Cantu, 8 years ago? I've been there for the community. Yes, he gave me a contribution. And like you say, don't blame on somebody else. No, I'm not blaming on nobody else. I took the contribution like any other candidates or people that ran for office took contributions. But the thing is, I gave back in return more than 3 or more 4 times the amount he gave me. The thing is, I believe in our youth. I believe on our parents, our seniors. I believe in the community.
And let me stop you there. There was the towing issue. You've had sponsored some comentarios, and you've been busy with court. You've had to leave, but you met some people afterwards. Tell us about your experience with those people that were unfairly towed by your opponent.
It's a shame seeing these senior ladies, saying, Judge, what I heard, I was totally legal, and they had judgments. What kind of a judge would take a bench that would tell somebody, I'm not going to pay you after he's ordered?
Yeah.
It's a court order from the courts saying you awarded this amount. And this person, I saw it on TV, Joe, that this person actually said, I'm not going to pay you. This person is not a person that has a lot of money. She's a person that probably getting money from Social Security, only gets certain amount, Joe. I saw a lady that was also a person that was handicapped, also her car was impounded. And how much they charge, it's outrageous, Joe. It's so much money for these people.
And let me stop you there. Mr. Holbein that's out there in the back. Mr. Holbein, please come up here. I know you've met him before, but for honest, Mr. Holbein did an investigation on his own. I wanted you all to talk together here. Let me bow out and be quiet for once. And Mr. Holbein, could you tell us what the results of your investigation were?
Sure, Joe. And thanks to all the supporters of Bobby Balderas and the campaign. I'm an independent journalist and chief editor of my own internet social newspaper. And so I have the right to investigate what I'm going to be writing about. And I've spent several hours working in different JPs, going and collecting public records on illegal towing, which is theft by deception. So after reviewing these documents, contacting these people, I see that Eric J. Cantu is responsible for several theft by deceptions, illegal towings, and owes these people what's rightfully theirs, a refund for towing their vehicle. And it's a form of bullying. You pull someone's car illegally, they can't go to work, they can't do anything until they get their car back. So he holds it for ransom until you pay him the money, and then you have to fight to get the money back. And most of the people, 99% of them, were low-income housing and people living on Social Security.
Now, you've only been doing this for about a week or so. How many cases have you found?
Over 40. Over 40. And I'm glad to say,
poor and veterans and...
There's senior disabled veterans that were disabled vets, seniors that had handicap license plates. One grandmother was in Burger King with her grandkids. She's in Burger King with her grandchildren, getting her French fries, and he pulls her car. And I'm glad to say that because we went public with it, he did refund her money. Yes.
What's the number to Mr. Lascano if somebody has had their car illegally towed by that company?
361-533-5765.
Thank you, Mr. Holbein. You're a great citizen. Appreciate it.
This is a great man. I'd like to say, Judge Balderas is a great man with lots of law enforcement experience, lots of experience on the bench, who's qualified to be our judge in this place. The candidate has no experience in public service and furthermore needs to just stop running ever again after this.
And lastly, did you face retaliation because of these investigations?
Of course, whenever you go forward with an investigation and you expose someone, they're going to do what they can to attack back. But it really has no relevant effect on who I am and what's going on today, because what's important is the election and the two candidates. It has nothing to do with me. I'm not running for office. Judge is.
All right. That's Thomas Holbein from South Texas voter. Judge, let me ask you a couple of questions here. And I always do this on TV, knocking on 184,000 doors. And right now we're live here at Jalisco's on Castores, Commissioner 24/7's hangout. So what do you want to tell 184,000 voters out there about why they should vote for you?
First of all, they should vote for me because I want to continue serving them, the constituents, everybody in the community, because it's their court, not mine.
That's right.
It is their court, and I never call it my court. I want to continue serving them. I want to continue serving our youth with our school districts. I have a relationship with our school district, Joe, that unbelievable, and they never had this type of communications like they ever had with me. And it's something that I want to continue doing and working with these people, because they can come over and talk to me, Joe, in Spanish or English.
Hablas español también, nuestro idioma.
Exactamente, los idiomas. Ahí estoy para explicar, para escuchar a la gente, si quieren hablar en español, ahí les estoy para escucharles. Es una cosa que es muy importante. There had never been a Hispanic in that area, Joe, but I treat everybody the same, regardless of the type of color you are.
All right.
My court, they get equal justice, and they're there. It's not a court. It's a court. It's not a business. It's a court of law that they're going to come and get justice.
Well, thank you. We're going to take a brief break. When we come back, more with Robert Bobby Balderas, your judge, Precinct 1, Place 3. And we're going to be hearing from the voters, the constituents out here, and what they have to say and why you should vote for Judge Bobby Balderas. We'll be back.
Basically what he does, sends out his workers, sweeps all the areas, picks them up whether he needs to or not. And that's being unfair, and he is lying about all of that.
Will you be voting for Eric J. Cantu for Justice of the Peace?
Oh, no. Judge Balderas would be my vote, not Eric Cantu. If all these people are having this much problem getting their money back, what would they expect if they vote for him?
If I win this, I've proven a point to you and to the Democratic Party that you can do it by yourself. You know, the Democratic Party here in Nueces County is not behind me 100%. They're not behind me, and I don't want them to be behind me. But I don't need the Democratic Party, the Democratic Party, the Democratic Party, the Democratic Party, the Democratic Party.
Judges have a tough job. They must rule fairly and honestly. When criticized unfairly or attacked, they cannot ethically comment on cases. For 4 decades, Bobby Balderas has served the community in law enforcement. For the past 3 decades, he has been your judge. Let's keep a full-time judge without conflicts. A judge who is experienced, fair, and honest on the bench, and who won't respond to negative attacks. Vote for Judge Robert Bobby Balderas.
How did you feel when he said to you and the audience on Channel 10 yesterday, I am not going to give her the money? How did that make you feel?
It made me feel awful. I will not use bad language because I don't talk like that.
There's over 20 lawsuits that have been filed against Eric J. Cantu and Lone Star Towing. Handicapped people that are disabled veterans that were legally parked have illegally been towed by this man. They've had to go through 4 months of hassles to get refunded. It goes without question, they were rude to him. They lost his paperwork. There are more than one. I've talked to several people that were illegally towed.
Ma'am, would you vote for Eric J. Cantu?
No, I would not vote for somebody who's dishonest as
him. My sister didn't know. She was going to vote for him because she thought we needed new young blood in, but when I told her, she says, I am not voting for him. She said that I'm so glad you informed me of this. In December of last year, my car was towed at 2 a.m. in the morning at Navarro Apartments on 19th and Musset by Lone Star Towing. I didn't know till I went out the next morning to take my grandkids to school. My car was not there. I called the police thinking my car was stolen, and they informed me it was towed by Lone Star Towing.
Will you be voting for Eric J. Cantu for Justice of the Peace?
Oh, no. Judge Balderas would be my vote, not Eric Cantu.
I vote for Judge Balderas. He's doing a good job. He's done a good job, and we need somebody with experience that knows what he's doing.
And we're back after a brief break, and you're watching the internet version of South Texas Crossfire right here on KTMV, Lopez Family, Channel 6, Time Warner, and on the internet and on Facebook. And with me today, I have a tocayo of 24/7, Joe Gonzalez, a supporter of Bobby Balderas. Let's give him a round of applause. I asked you, and I don't want to put you on the spot here, but I see you wearing a shirt. It looks good on you. Why are you voting, if you step to another mic a little bit, why are you voting for Judge Robert Bobby Balderas?
Well, he's an honest judge. I've seen the work he does, and I trust him on everything he does, so it's pretty good. He's the top of the line judge.
All right, so when you go in his court, you're going to get a fair shake.
A fair shake. I mean, there's no here and there. He goes straight to the matter. And
did you have any hesitation about thinking, well, maybe I should vote for Eric Cantu over Bobby Balderas?
No, that Eric Cantu, he's just a little baby. He ain't got no experience of any kind, and I wouldn't vote for him for nothing. He wouldn't know what to do.
All right, Joe Gonzalez, tocayo there, and we've got somebody that comes up here, and somebody I try to stay away from. I have to say, Grandma's Gorditas, the tacos, but I give him a plug. I think he's semi-retired. Come on up, stay up here with us. Hey, come on up. How are you? You can tempt the devil himself with those taquitos, let me tell you. Okay, now, we've talked to Mr. Gonzalez, another voter that's involved in the community. Why are you voting for Robert Bobby Balderas, Precinct 1, Place 3, for judge again?
The reason we're supporting Bobby Balderas is because he's a judge who runs on his own merits. He doesn't have to bring people down just to make himself look good. Judge runs on his own merits, and that's good enough for me.
And you received a text and a link that you heard his own voice. Eric Cantu said, I don't need the Democratic Party. And you heard that.
I heard that.
Okay, how does that make you feel that this guy's running in a primary and Democrat asking for a vote, and he says, I don't need the Democratic Party? How does that make you feel?
Well, he must be living in his own world because obviously he's running his own show, his own campaign. He doesn't need us.
Let's have a round of applause for some voters. Yeah. And let's cut, David. We're going to go to our sponsors. We'll be back, and stay tuned on the internet. And we're back after a brief break, and we're bringing on a lovely lady. I know Rena Martin, I used to work with, and I posted something on Facebook. We're here on South Texas Crossfire and 104.9, and I used to be an RN before I became a lawyer. And you know what? I told people, and I posted on there, RNs, women, taught me how to be a man, because RNs and LVNs taught me what is not a man. RNs and LVNs, they teach you how to treat people at their sickest and the lowest of the low and the highest of the high. They're humble people. I want to thank RNs and everybody who works in a hospital, and Miss Williams for joining us. Let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you.
Miss Williams, now I take it you're not a supporter of Eric J. Cantu. I didn't see you had an A-frame or anything on your car when you pulled out. Why are you supporting Judge Robert Bobby Balderas, Precinct 1, Place 3?
Because he's a man of justice, he's fair, and he's for education for our kids, and he's a fair and justice man.
All right. How did it make you feel when you saw those negative ads on TV that have been on the last 2 weeks nonstop?
I was very angry because that was not Judge Bobby B.
Okay, and now those ads were saying he took a campaign contribution, and it looked pretty rocky last week. They were running him all the time. His Republican campaign manager, Jeff Butler, was running a lot of negative ads. So what did you ever waver in your support of Judge Bobby Balderas?
Not an ounce. I am for Judge Bobby B.
All right, and knocking on 184,000 doors, stumping for Bobby Balderas. Why should the voters out there vote for him?
Because he's a man of justice, and he's for our kids, and he is fair.
Miss Williams, thank you for being on Crossfire.
All right.
And what would you like to tell all our viewers out there?
I'd like y'all to go off with my pops, Judge Robert Bobby Balderas. And he's a fair guy, he's honest, and he taught me a lot. I am the man because of him today, so we need you to go out there and vote for an honest man. Thank you.
All right, yeah. We're back at South Texas Crossfire, and our youngest guest yet. Could you please tell us your name, sir?
My name is Andrew Atkinson.
And Mr. Atkinson, you are the grandson of Bobby Balderas.
Yes, I am.
What would you like to tell the viewers out there about getting out there and voting?
I'm telling them just vote for my grandpa, and he's a good man. He's a good grandpa, and just vote for him.
Now we even have a younger viewer on South Texas Crossfire. What would you like to tell the audience, and why should they vote? Who is Judge Bobby Balderas?
He's my grandpa.
Oh, and how old are you?
6.
Okay, and what would you like to tell the voters out there?
That he's a good judge. He has been working very hard, and he's the greatest grandpa.
All right. Would you like to come and work for KTMV in 12 years? Because by then I want to retire. That's a yes. Could you tell the audience who you are?
My name is Rudy Cantu. I'm a local guy, a veteran, Air Force, 21 years service.
Thank you for serving.
Thank you. Well, let me tell you, I've known Bobby for a long time. He's been on the bench 12 years. And all I've seen, his actions that he takes with a lot of integrity, a lot of respect for the people that he serves. And he doesn't flinch when it comes down to making decisions. And I think Mr. Balderas, Bobby, is going to be a terrific JP for another 4 years. I think he should go after that 4 more years. Let me tell you. Let me give you an insight as to my feelings about what's going on with the other side. You know, there's a lot of people out there playing tricks on voters, and I don't like that. I really don't like that, and I'm sure you don't either. So now, be careful when you hear stories that are not true. I saw that some time ago, and I told myself, something wrong here, because nobody in his right mind is going to say bad things about a person he doesn't know about. So these are wrong stories, and be careful that you don't fall prey to that, okay? So Bobby is an honest, integrity person, and he's going to make a terrific JP, like he always has. And hopefully later on he'll go to higher office. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Basically what he does, sends out his workers, sweeps all the areas, picks them up whether he needs to or not. And that's being unfair, and he is lying about all of that.
Will you be voting for Eric J. Cantu for Justice of the Peace?
Oh, no. Judge Balderas would be my vote, not Eric Cantu. If all these people are having this much problem getting their money back, what would they expect if they vote for him?
Judges have a tough job. They must rule fairly and honestly. When criticized unfairly or attacked, they cannot ethically comment on cases. For 4 decades, Bobby Balderas has served the community in law enforcement. For the past 3 decades, he has been your judge. Let's keep a full-time judge without conflicts. A judge who is experienced, fair, and honest on the bench, and who won't respond to negative attacks. vote for Judge Robert Bobby Balderas.
How did you feel when he said to you and the audience on Channel 10 yesterday, I am not going to give her the money? How did that make you feel?
It made me feel awful. I will not use bad language because I don't talk like that.
There's over 20 lawsuits that have been filed against Eric J. Cantu and Lone Star Towing. Handicapped people that are disabled veterans that were legally parked have illegally been towed by this man. They've had to go through 4 months of hassles to get refunded. It goes without question, they were rude to him, they lost his paperwork. There are more than one. I've talked to several people that were illegally towed.
Ma'am, would you vote for Eric J. Cantu?
No, I would not vote for somebody who's dishonest as him. My sister didn't know. She was going to vote for him because she thought we needed new young blood in, but when I told her, she says, I am not voting for him. She said that I'm so glad you informed me of this. In December of last year, my car was towed at 2 a.m. in the morning at Navarro Apartments on 19th and Musset by Lone Star Towing. I didn't know till I went out the next morning to take my grandkids to school. My car was not there. I called the police thinking my car was stolen, and they informed me it was towed by Lone Star Towing.
Will you be voting for Eric J. Cantu for Justice of the Peace?
Oh, no. Judge Balderas would be my vote, not Eric Cantu.
Vote for Judge Balderas. He's doing a good job. He's done a good job, and we need somebody with experience that knows what he's doing.
And right now, that concludes our meet and greet, our taquito, and he's saying thank you to the voters. Your Honor, any last words and people out there in the audience that are watching? This is going to be on the World Wide Web, and it's also going to be on KTMV, Channel 6, Time Warner.
Last words, just I want to thank everybody that came out and voted already. Muchas gracias por toda la gente que ya salió a votar. Y no salió, por favor, la votación temprana se acaba mañana. So tomorrow is the last day for early voting, so please come out and vote. If you couldn't make it for some reason, Tuesday is the last day from 7 to 7. So please, I'm asking you, your vote does mean a lot. So don't let nobody tell you it doesn't mean nothing. It does.
What's the magic number to call if they need a ride to the polls?
It's 442-4535. 442-4535. And just call and we'll get you out to the polls. If it's raining, no problem. We'll make sure that you'll get back safely.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it. Commissioner, any last words?
Well,
you hosted the event, sort of.
We sort of. We've been here talking about everything, and I think, Joe, we're missing a boat, and Judge, you can probably back me up on this. I tell you what, this man here, Joe Flores, is one of the best politician advisors, campaign advisors that can be. He runs circles against Jeff Butler, circles against anybody. I tell you what, I put him against any other campaign advisor, and he is a man that stands behind you. He's a man that doesn't go negative unless he has to. And I tell you what, he has helped me in my campaigns, and he has helped Judge Balderas in his campaign. And I tell you, we're thankful for that. You're a man of your word. You're a man of your honor. And I don't care what anybody says. They can talk about you, but I tell you what, you're the man. You are the man, because you've been there for us. You've been there for strong battles. We fought some battles because they push us to the point where we have to fight back. So we believe in positive campaigns until they push us so hard. Then Joe Flores is there for us, stands for us, and will not leave until we win that battle. So
and
thank
we
you
will
very
win
much.
Tuesday.
Thank
then.
you.
All right, to victory. And see you guys on the World Wide Web. Thank you all, and God bless.
Thank basically what he does, sends out his workers, sweeps all the areas, picks them up whether he needs to or not. And that's being unfair, and he is lying about all of that.
Will you be voting for Eric J. Cantu for Justice of the Peace?
Oh, no. Judge Balderas would be my vote, not Eric Cantu. If all these people are having this much problem getting their money back, what would they expect if they vote for him?
Judges have a tough job. They must rule fairly and honestly. When criticized unfairly or attacked, they cannot ethically comment on cases. For 4 decades, Bobby Balderas has served the community in law enforcement. For the past 3 decades, he has been your judge. Let's keep a full-time judge without conflicts. A judge who is experienced, fair, and honest on the bench, and who won't respond to negative attacks. Vote for Judge Robert Bobby Balderas.
I just have one thing to say to you, Mr. Eric Cantu. We don't need you! We don't need you! We don't need you! We don't need you!